Fast forward, I'm going through court cases with my daughter, going through court cases, child support, and divorce with my husband. And on top of all of that, during COVID, two of my aunts, which are my mom's sisters, both of them died within, I want to say, like 5 days of each other from COVID. They went into the hospital, never came out. So then right after that, it was probably like a week or two, my mom ends up getting COVID. We all did, but she got it really bad, horribly bad. And, this is almost 2 years into me and my husband not speaking. And at this time, I'm like in love with God. I have got to a place with him where I am just so deeply in love with him. He was just my everything. I was holding on to him for everything. I would go to him for everything. I would speak to him throughout the day. He was my everything. But I had to get there. I had to grow to get to that place. I was getting healing inside of me. He was leading me to these places, to these online spiritual academies, to these miracle services. He was just leading me and guiding me every step of the way. And sometimes he would have me sow. Sometimes it'd be a large amount, but he would give me the money for it. And I was sowing into myself, and I didn't even question it. I was like, God, just tell me what you want me to do. And he was training me to hear his voice and training me to be obedient and training me to be faithful. And he's like, if you believe me, you hear me, do this, be obedient. And I would do it. And he would do things like, buy these boxes of Bibles. And then bless me with money. He's like, go give this money and give this Bible to whoever I tell you to. And he would go and he would lead me to people, and I would be praying with them, and I would sow into them, and they're breaking down, crying and telling me their stories. And it was just so beautiful, the things that he was doing in my life. And he had restored order in me. He restored it to where he was the first love of my life. And my husband, I did not idol anymore, because he had become an idol to me. I was almost obsessed, and he had restored it to where he was just my first love. He was my ultimate first love. So back to my mom being sick. She goes into the hospital. She gets super sick. I'm still living with my parents at this time. My brother had just came back from college, and then he found a new house to get into. So he moved away to another city, 45 minutes away. So it was just me, my dad, and my son at the house when she was in the hospital. So it seemed like it really was a matter of days. You guys know how COVID was. She got sick, like it got bad really fast. And I was constantly on the phone with her doctors. They had put her on a breathing machine, the nasal cannula. So they put her on that. Her wasn't taking. So then they told us that they were going to put her on the respirator. And they told us, usually when people go on the respirator, it's not a good outcome. I still remember my dad going on and speaking to my mom on the phone and hearing what they thought was going to be their last conversation with each other. And, because of COVID, we couldn't go into the hospitals. So they're talking to each other. And my dad's telling her, I love you so much. And she's talking to him, like, Peter, they're gonna put me on the machine. They're gonna put me on the ventilator. She's like, I love you. They're saying their last goodbyes to each other. And I remember talking to her before them. I was like, Mom, just speak that you're healed. Speak that you're healed. And she was still mad at me. She didn't want to hear that. She was scared. She was so scared because both of her sisters had just died. She thought that was it. And they put her on the ventilator. And then I was calling every morning, every night, multiple times a day. Every time she had a nurse change, a doctor change, I knew. I would call every morning, and she was getting worse and worse and worse. It got so bad that she was at 100% on on the ventilator on life support. And then she started doing a little better. She went up to 100% again on my birthday. So it's my birthday. I know she's at 100%. That morning I wake up and, I'm exhausted. I'm trying to take care of my baby. And, my dad was using at the time, and he just couldn't. He was not himself. He wasn't even, he's barely home. Everything was on me. Everybody's calling me to see if she's okay. I'm calling in the morning to see if my mom's still alive. I'm asked, I have a notebook of taking on her medications, all of her vitals, what's changed, is she okay? And that morning, I remember I also had a court date for my daughter over the phone, because that's how COVID was at that time. The court date was over the phone. I was going to school at the same time. I remember I had like an 8-page paper due. I had my baby I have to take care of. I had got theft on my bank account like multiple times. When I tell you, things were coming at me from every angle. Like I was getting attacked so bad. And he just kept blessing me with people that would help me and lead me and direct me and guide me. And I know one of the ladies she had sent to me, she had said, she was like, you know what, this is it. She's like, I just see a vision of you, and this is like your final round. This is everything you trained for. And I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? So I got online and I made a video of being in that moment and not knowing what was going to happen with my mom. But I was like, I'm going to push. I'm going to pray until something happens. I know God's a good God. I sat with God after that. And I was like, God, just show me. If this is her time and you're taking my mom, just give me the grace, Lord. Give me the grace. Give me the strength to let her go. And help me to be there for my family. Help my dad. Help my brother and sister. And I was like, but if you're going to let her stay, if you're giving her another chance, then show me, God, and I will do whatever it is. Let's go. Come on. I'll do it. Just, show me. And he took me to a scripture, and it said, thanksgiving for the deliverance of death. And it just hit my spirit so hard. And I was like, you're going to save her. You're giving her another chance. Okay, let's go. So I was getting the warfare. Was so intense. So intense. So we went through that. And after my mom was on the ventilator, had 100%, on that day on my birthday, my husband texted me. He texted me and he said, I think he just said, hi, Angela, I just wanted to tell you, happy birthday, and I hope you have a great day. And I just sent back, I think, an emoji, like the praying hands emoji, and that was it. But I realized in that moment that what would have used to happen is my husband would have, he would have been the first one I would have gone to. I would have wanted the excuse to go to him, to cry on his shoulder, for him to hold me, to be there. But God had restored order so much in me that I only wanted to go to God. I didn't even want to tell my husband. I didn't want to deal with anybody. I was like, God, you're the only one that I need right now. And I need you. And it was by the grace of God every single day that I was okay. In that season, it was one of the hardest seasons of my life. And fast forward, God healed my mom. And she had a supernatural experience when she was under, I'm not going to take, the time in this video to say all of it, but she had a supernatural experience when she was in the ventilator with an angel, and it was amazing. And God had showed me, he kept telling me to pray that the angel Michael would protect her. And she said that she had a nurse named Miguel, which is Michael in Spanish, and that he took care of her and he covered her when she was cold, and he would wipe her mouth when she would get sick, and he was always talking to her, taking care of her. I know every nurse, every doctor achieved, because they even let me in the hospital after a while to take care of him. There was no Miguel. There was no Michael. It was her angel. And God saved her. And if you see her today, you would have never knew that it happened to her. It was such a miracle to them that she walked out after being, after going that far. The doctor said that nobody ever, in that hospital, nobody ever walked out like that. That didn't happen. It was a miracle. God was giving me a miracle now. Then I got to a point where I was like, but God, it's not that I'm not happy. I'm overjoyed. I'm over the moon. I'm so happy. What about what I've been praying for? Is it bad that I still want my marriage and I still want my family after you've given me this miracle with my mom? And he just kept telling me, he kept showing me restoration. I know now he was showing me I was restored in my heart and that he was bringing restoration for me. But I was like, I don't understand, but I don't understand. So that was probably October. Around Halloween, October 31st. So I think October 30th, my mom came home. So fast forward to Thanksgiving in November. I was very sure, very, very sure. Nobody could tell me different. I had forgiven my husband. Wasn't mad at him. If somebody would talk bad about him, I was like, you know what? He just has to, he's learning. He's going through his process. I didn't speak bad about him anymore. My language had changed. My heart had softened. And at this time, I needed one more signature to finalize my divorce. One more. And so Thanksgiving, God puts it heavy on my heart to text my husband. And this time, I did not have his phone number at all. He had texted me on my birthday. That's the only way I got him. So I texted him on Thanksgiving, and I was like, I hope our daughter and you have a great Thanksgiving. I love you, and we love you, and we miss you guys, from me and our son. And he texted me back, and we started talking that day. That was what I didn't know was the beginning of restoration. And the attacks that I had to go through before that were super intense. So we connect. We end up seeing each other for the first time. Picked him up. We went to church that Sunday. And it was a hard road. Restoration was a very, very hard road. So that was my standing portion of it. There's still so much. I don't think I'll ever be able to cover everything. I can, of course, answer, questions, but yeah, there's that. So, at this time, my dad hated my husband. He wanted to kill my husband. He hated everything, about him, everything that we've been through. And God is so good that the day my husband went to church, my dad went to church. They're both there, not knowing each other. We're going to be there. And my dad, he even says to this day, he wanted to get up and just, go for him. And he said he doesn't know what came over him, but he was like, I promise you, he was like, Mihai was sitting down and I felt like my body just couldn't move. I couldn't move. If there was a weight on me. I told my bishop that, and he was like, thank you, Gabriel, Gabriel, which is the strongest angel. And I laugh now about it because I was like, what God was doing. And then at one point in the service, Bishop had all the men go up, and they were all in line, everyone touching the other one's shoulder, like a chain of men. My husband didn't go up because in his mind, he was not a part of the church. But he didn't know that we've been waiting and we've been praying that he would come back. So my husband goes up there. There's one space left in that entire chain, and it's next to my dad. And so he goes up, and they're up at the altar, and you could just feel the heaviness of the glory, the presence of God. And Bishop gets on the microphone and he says, okay, but I need you guys touch each other. It's okay. Touch each other. Put your hand on his shoulder. So my dad needed to put all these men have their arms extended one after the other on their shoulders. My dad goes, and he's the last one that would connect the entire chain of men. So my dad needs to put his hand on my husband's shoulder as my husband's the last one to go up. The moment, you guys, the moment he puts his hand on my husband's shoulder, the glory you can just feel in the room fell from heaven. My husband buckled to his knees. My dad caught him. It's still, man, in that moment, my dad said, God told him, it's okay. I got him. I got you. Don't be scared.